Poison back in the mix. Vitality have looked simultaneously amazing, but also really shaky. I don't know where that all adds up, but I think we're going to find out right here and right now, heading into Mirage. It's the very first map. So once again, big welcome here. I really can't wait for this. I love watching Vitality play, although, I mean, again, some of the shakiness we were talking about also cause for concern. Complexity. Poison is back, but it feels like they haven't fit JKS into this lineup in any reasonable fashion. So I really don't know what to say. I picked Vitality just because it was the most obvious choice, really.
Well, yeah, you got to play the numbers at some point. Well, yeah, it's like right now I'm just building on the idea that Complexity are going to have all the element of surprise on their side. Now, whether they can capitalize on that is the question. Shoxy peeked mid already to get the information, so nobody spotted top. Apex holding close to A, but it's Blamef and Coffee selling the fake, and Shoxy finding the first shot. Yeah,
that's a nice kill. Taking down Blamef, although they don't realize it yet, but Config is still sneaking in here. He's got the P250. Doesn't really help if he's going to get shot in the back. He's going to find and just assassinate Shox. A little bit of panic there, but Cyril coming to help out now. Hit is on for the B-bomb site, and RPK, they don't even touch the ground. Rush, he was dead as he was landing. And JKS, well, 1 versus 3. He's going to get a double kill, but it won't matter in the end. It'll be Vitality to pick up the pistol round in... There wasn't that much panic. It seemed like they had that under control, more or less.
No, because we're going to get a little time out here, and actually that's nice because it's going to give me a little chance to talk on this. Complexity, they have complex pistol rounds, right? They're T-sides. It's not just rush B, you know, YOLO, throw flashes. There's always layers on layers with these guys in terms of what they're trying to throw at you. So I bet you Apex, as soon as he kills, you know, Blamef goes down, he's like, hold.
Wait a minute.
Hold.
Wait a minute.
Nobody rotate. Wait for this because it's not done yet. It's not just going to be them following up on A or anything crazy like that. It's going to be some shenanigans here. So hold on, let's see. What can we see here? Because I'm pretty sure they're all supposed to be in Serbia right now, the Complexity guys.
That's where everyone is. All of Counter-Strike has moved to Serbia these days.
Good. I mean, makes sense. Totally understand that. Yeah, okay, so Russia's here. So it makes me think that they managed, because that was the question, whether or not they were going to be able to get out of the UK. But looks like it's good. Awesome.
Yeah, that I think is important, right? We talked about this in the online phase of Counter-Strike that we've been in for a while now. Making the choice, moving everyone together and having them play like that could be pretty cool, right? Like, it can certainly help the atmosphere, and I'm sure it helps even if the atmosphere is terrible, right? In terms of, you know, you can at least talk it over after the game. So I think that's important.
No, it's, I mean, yeah, good and bad, right? Now you've actually got the team all together. There's been a lot of talk about that, actually. A lot of discussion about Astralis and whether or not Astralis, you know, they're suffering because they're not all on location together. There's a bit of that, but I don't think that Vitality in this tournament are in their facilities in France. I think they've gone back home.
It seems like that's the case, yeah.
So maybe we'll see. Does this bear out anything? I mean, if the edge is there, should it be better here for Complexity now that they're all together?
I mean, it could certainly be one of the factors, right? Well, it's hard to say how much of a difference it will make, but I am curious, you know? I'm definitely curious. It's a hard choice, obviously, to stay together for a really long time in the same spot. Like, that can also be taxing, so maybe we'll just have to find out. We do have 5 Deagles in play for the Complexity side, so they could do some real damage. And there are some players on this team you wanna avoid when they have those Deagles. So definitely seen Config in the past land some pretty ridiculous Deagle headshots. So we'll see if we're gonna be in for one of those. They're all gravitating towards the B side of the map, which is where they wanted to hit in the pistol round, although in a different fashion, obviously. That's some nice control for Masuta. He's just really patient, tapping away, and for now, he'll be the only casualty of the round for Vitality, and indeed, yeah, that's really well done. He didn't just empty the entire magazine there. He bursted away and made it work. Shox is laughing right at the beginning. He's having a good time.
No, I don't know if that doesn't bode well when Shoxy's laughing like that. Well, I mean, if you're rooting for Vitality, it's definitely a good thing. You definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to spot that documentary that just came out recently from Vakam? They're doing a whole 2-part piece documentary on the whole French scene, Envy, in 2014, 2015, that whole period of time when things were just popping off. Kenny and his peak, you know.
Haven't seen that yet, but that sounds amazing.
Oh, it's fire. It's on Reddit. Go and check it out, guys. I'm actually promoting Reddit right now.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll definitely go. I want to see that. Okay. He took a bullet to the face, but it was a Glock, so he's all right. Oh, it's a P250 actually.
This is cool. We didn't see JKS in the pistol round up in Palace, and that made me wonder a little bit if they were going to give him his spot back. But in the last 2 rounds, we've kind of seen him lurking around over here. And JKS, Mr. Savage, you know, he needs a Palace. You know, he needs comfort. He's used to
trying to be the king.
being the king,
Sultan,
sitting on those cushions.
Has a Palace.
You know,
Sultan, I think
it would be the Sheikh, I suppose. But he's used to being on the cushions up there. So if Complexity are giving him back his old spot, maybe this is a bid for them to try and get him to step that level up again, because he has been in a bit of a decline lately. Even before Poison went on his break, JKS was already starting to slip in the stats. So I mean, they've got to be reaching. Yeah, we were looking this morning. It was he's been struggling for a while.
All right. Well, that's really interesting. Again, I've got some pretty high hopes for JKS myself. So I don't know, like, I feel like people months ago, maybe that's too far, maybe like a month ago, people were already giving JKS the thumbs down and like, you know, just end it now. And I just, for me, I don't know, I've got pretty high expectations JKS. I feel like I want to hold on some more, but I can share the doubt, right? Like I'm starting to sort of feel it more and more, that same feeling, like, well, what's going on here? But I'm not ready to give up yet. Not yet. So this would be a great time to make the whole thing fit, right? With Poison and, back in the mix. That would be the most beautiful story we could build if suddenly it all sort of came together, like we know that maybe it could. Config is sneaking in. There's a 3-way crossfire here. He's inside of the smoke now. Yeah, he's gonna walk out with his back to him. They've actually exchanged places, and he somehow gets a kill. Now he is traded, and in the middle they're gonna lose even more players. Apex and Masuta doing a lot of work right here. And I just don't think Complexity were ready for that many people to be near middle. That was, more than half the Vitality team was set up around this position.
And I was asking Config, I was on your head, right? Config, yeah. Zayu, WTF. A little bit of a back and forth here between the players. Beginning of this match. I mean, it's tough not to want to read too much into this, but it's still early days on this T side. So, obviously, these are feel-good kind of rounds here for Vitality. I feel they're shooting confidently. They're peeking for information, right? They're not really trying to stay too passively here. Vitality are clearly confident in their ability to win duels. And so, we're seeing them just make plays in mid, make those plays for info.
Yeah,
and well, that's what you need on a successful CT side.
You know what's also interesting, just as a template for like building future rounds. Let's just say Config was successful in walking through the smoke and getting a double kill into the A bomb site and you win the round. Like, I agree that would be cool, but you actually wouldn't learn very much about what you could do from there on out. Like, it just feels strange as your first round. I won't even say that it's wrong, but it's just an interesting concept for your first round to go for that kind of a gimmick play if you're on the Complexity side. Because, by definition, gimmick can't really be repeated in that fashion. But regardless, we will never know the result. They got really badly outplayed there. Now Cyber's got the AWP and he's happy sniping away. He's got some backup in here on RPK underneath Shadow. Poison though, kind of making it work with the Tech 9 for the minute, but Blame F, he's not going to take anyone else with him. So that means 5 in a row as Vitality catch fire, and they get to save so many weapons. They're so rich right now.
They are, and well, now the really interesting thing here is that Poison, he saved up his money for his AWP. So we will get that op in play now, and this is where the pressure is on. I think on Poison in particular, there's a lot of weight on his shoulders because the expectations have been, Complexity have been struggling because he isn't here to bring that op to the fore. And so now that he's finally here, all the expectations, right, from all the fans out there is that, okay, now he's going to dominate.
Yeah, one thing is the opening, right? And another thing is the energy that you might put into a team without having the full roster. Shox is going to get caught. That was a nice pick-off from Rush, but Saiwu, he's going to stick around, and yeah, he's not even that worried. Deep smoke going in there. They had 3 people at the B bomb site, which is kind of interesting. Saiwu's going to start to rotate back, and they're going to leave Masuta up in the B hallways. No one is on catwalk, so Masuta is really exposed.
Nicely done there, traded by Config, taking down Apex. Again, that play for information, but this time it actually works out. Config has really just established himself here towards Connector.
Again, that B-bomb side is so vulnerable right now. Config. Oh, there we go. Quick thinking from RPK, not even worried. He's going to go take him down. He did spot him the first go-around. And now Blame F and JKS. Still walking around the middle. Need to find a way to get into a bomb site and get that bomb down, because that's been lacking quite a bit. This is being kept really well, and even if you jump past here, I mean, this is probably the best, maybe second best player in the world, depending on your taste. So you had better be quick about it. Yeah, BlameF trying to walk in. He was, you know, not so much trying to get past as he was hoping to sneak in a quick fight against someone there. Now, I think there's not much that JKS could do, really, with just 18 seconds. And even Masuta absolutely making sure that there's not going to be a bomb plant here. I can respect it. Molotov comes out, but Masuta is going to just barely stay alive. It was close. But this is great. I mean, what a start. 6-0. They don't get the bomb plants. They don't really do enough damage. Oh, this is from earlier. He did actually jump on him.
That's wild.
Wow.
They were freaking out.
That's...
Speaking of freaking out, though, dude,
that's pretty rude. That's uncalled for.
I was freaking out on stream the other day because I was checking HLTV for ZywOo's stats because we were doing like a simple ZywOo comparison. And you literally have to scroll back 2 years before you find a red event for this guy in the ratings. Like, he just does not underperform.
Takes no days off.
It's unbelievable how consistent he is.
It's really hard to explain how that works, isn't it? So, well, we know what we're in for. He's certainly having himself a good game right now. Double up setup on the Vitality side, but, you know, the standard classic wall towards jungle, towards CT spawn. The bomb is going to be planted here, which is usually not, that's not the main problem, although this is a really cool adaptation. Not just getting the bomb plant, but actually pushing forward, which they probably have to do given the weaponry that they have on that complexity side. But I still love everything about this. Now they're in really deep jungle, up in the palace, they're everywhere. And it's going to be hard to dig them out. I think best case here, they smoke the bomb and defuse it without fighting the rest of complexity. It's not even worth it, I think. JKS is going to find one kill there, and ZywOo sneaking in. Crab walking. Oh no! Config still picks him up. And now that smoke defuse, it's just too far away, isn't it? Shock's very low on health, and he's going to get found. So Complexity found a really unlikely round that they probably shouldn't have been winning at all. And I think Vitality, I actually think they trusted themselves to win those battles way more. They had 3 people walking from CT spawn. I'm pretty sure they had at least 2 smokes. They could have just smoked the whole bomb site and just diffused.
They didn't have any, they didn't make use of any of their nades. They had incendiaries, flashes, smokes. They could have used all sorts of stuff and tried to go for some kind of coordinated retake there, but instead they kind of got complacent. That's the feeling you get. But, I mean, you know, they're all chuckling, 6-0. Everything's gone so smooth so far. Now this will be the wake-up call for them, and there's ZywOo catching poison out immediately in mid, and he has to know that Config isn't far behind. This time, he's not going to get jumped on the head.
And Shock's on the other AWP, so that, Complexity have just lost 3 people. And that's off of winning that one slightly freaky round.
Although Config is now... Oh, but RPK is ready for him.
Yeah, but I mean, again, because they've already lost 3, even if you got, like, a surprise kill here, how much of a... I mean, you'd have to get a surprise triple spray down. Then I'm in. You know, but those are hard to come by. You have to wait around in the window for a long time before that happens.
Oh... Did Poison had it off. It's like the 1v1 duel with ZywOo right now. He's just so brave.
Well, that's one of the things, right? But that smoke that was down there as well is there to prevent a Molotov from coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because normally that's how you'd stop ZywOo from doing that, is just Molotov that position, but I guess that was already accounted for. And I don't know if ZywOo was one throwing it. It all happened very quickly. BlameF going down. It is a flawless round from Vitality, and they're up to 7-1. So this has worked out so well, yeah. That's the second kill, or maybe the third for Shocks there. Wow. Yeah, this is all working out incredibly well for Vitality. Complexity, feeling the pressure now. Just a bit. They do have the round loss bonus, and that's somewhat helpful. First timeout being used by them. 2 AKs, 2 orbs, and then 1 M4 on RPK. But yeah, they seem pretty fired up. ZywOo's 11-2 at the moment, so that all on its own will, I don't know, that's not good news. The opposite in many ways. If you're on the Complexity side of things.
Well, you tend to want to get kills. You know, that's a usual good place to start. fundamentally right now. And if you're going to keep running mid and keep struggling to deal with this position in mid, that's really going to throw a wrench in things here for Complexity. Not done yet, though. They do have the AWP still, again, in Poison's hands. They have enough for a full buy. BlameF is looking like he wants to get out on the flank. And Apex playing aggro short will get information from a different angle this time.
I mean, if they can get RPK right here, even the trade, that's not bad at all. Shots, he's going to miss the opportunity, and they do have a smoke to get rid of him, and even Molotov, so they could do something. They're going to catch Apex without putting up any of the grenades, so that's also quite valuable. Now, Rush can't make it back, but again, this 2-for-2 trade is super worth it for Complexity. They're going to get a quick bomb plant right now, and then the question is, can they slip back away so that they can actually defend this bomb plant? Poison will land a nice shot on Masuta, and that makes it a one-on-one. But now they know where he is, and they have a Molotov, so they can probably block him out of the round, and then just worry about the ramp or middle, depending on where they think he is. BlameF sneaking up. Yeah, they had no idea where he was. So now it's on Shox. That Molotov never actually went up there. He's going to get one of the kills. HE, that's not quite the same. It needs to be the Molotov, and he's going to fake it once. He's got one chance. If he misses this, it's never going to happen. But he does turn around. Quick kill on Poison. He's got the kit and everything else, and he'll have the round 8-1. That is real close.
That hurts so much if you're Complexity. You're getting the bomb down, you're getting post-plant, you're getting your positioning well. You even get the read on Apex. You just take his head off because you know that Apex most of the time is going to be coming in from mid. And you, like, look at this kill here from Rush. He just sees him coming from a mile away, knows that there's going to be a player there. So everything feels like that went according to plan for Complexity. You just weren't able to lock down this clutch. And that hurts. That hurts so much if you're Complexity. But now at least, you know, you're making them bleed a little bit here, Vitality. They have to spend a lot of that bank that they've been building up, and so that's that bodes well. But Complexity is still enough rifles here for enough money for the rifles. And a bit more of a straightforward approach here. Straight on to B. Let's go.
Oh! Looked like, I mean, he almost crouched into the crosshair, but he still went down. Tutor, he's going to get overwhelmed. Config was actually flashed, and Apex probably lucky to even get back from that corner. It looked he could have maybe got caught there, I think. So, something is starting to work now for the T side. We had some successful A rounds. I mean, that last one, they probably could have won it. So, I mean, they're proving that they are kind of putting the pieces together at the moment. And could just also be a bit of a slow start. We've seen that before.
Maybe.
Next.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Config inside of the smoke. He's going to win that fight all the time.
Just thinking maybe it's a good thing to have the AK on Poison right now. I mean, he's gotten 0 kills with the op so far in this first half. So it kind of makes you think perhaps a good thing to change up the pace a little bit here. Just get some AKs, just a quick explosive play, no slow play, nothing too convoluted.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't even seen him really fire the ult. I feel like it's just been...
It's just been getting bodied.
Yeah, there hasn't been that much going on, so... So this is... Look at how close this is. I need that zoomed in and slowed down.
Dude, what?
Did he shoot under his elbow? Oh,
Get
no.
out of here. No. Wait,
no,
what?
it's like right on him, isn't it?
Oh, he shot over his elbow. He twitched and shot over his elbow.
He just needed to not do anything, basically.
Yeah, he had it there, 100%.
All right. It's
Oh,
the
that's
best.
painful.
It's the best position because when you shoot people there, they fall back in the couch. And it's just there's something stylish about that.
Let me help you.
I enjoy that.
Kick out those doggies. I'll give you a cold one.
Well, 8-2. Not the best scoreline for Complexity, but you can save this. You can turn this around. You mentioned it earlier. They did a lot of economic damage. You can tell on the CT side. Not out of money, but the pressure is on. Just on the economics. BlameF has got into the window. This is a huge position to have. Rush did take an awful lot of damage from that nade, and he ran back into that grenade and is nearly dead. But BlameF is here, and he's calling a rotation to pivot around his position. So he sort of becomes, you know, the center of it, and the rest of them are just gravitating around the map now to try and make it back. They can Molotov out RPK, and if they do that, I actually think this will work so easily, because he can't smoke himself out either. He can't put out the flames, and then it's just going to be done. Apex caught by BlameF, but the timing is ridiculous. He was just looking for it. Cyber even flashed getting a kill, and they're going to hard check RPK. Not going to Molotov him out, so he gets at least the 1 kill. 30 seconds on the clock, and the BlameF still hanging around and just hiding in here in jungle, and they know it. They don't want to fight that at all.
He shot it out, though. Misuta's going to get that kill easy peasy. Zywoo finds Rush as well. Now it's all on JKS.
Wow, shocks. Long, long distance. That was all the way over from the B bomb site. Catching him at the end. So, wow. It's so strange. From that tactical advantage, you would think that Complexity win that round almost, 100% of the time.
Without a doubt. I mean, it looks like they're up there. They were very quick in. Zywoo's still getting that kill, though. It's so frustrating. But RPK trading 1-for-1, you're like, okay, this is still promising. I mean, it's still a situation where Complexity, it's a 3-on-3. They should be in a position with BlameF to do something. And I have to quickly make a quick... Poison actually has 1 op kill, Anders. He has 1.
Good. We like the corrections.
Out of 2 kills.
Okay.
So it's a, it's a 50... it's a... Half of his kills are with the op.
You could have been friendly. Yeah, you could have done like the newspaper thing and we would have never known something. 2-9, and we're moving into the 12th round. Oh, it's already an opening in favor of Complexity. Rush taking down RPK. It feels like when they make it less complex, it actually works out better. BlameF catching a kill there, and now he just has to stay alive. He doesn't have to do anything else. Apex over the smoke, though, but he's surely going to get over. I can't believe he wins that fight as well. Taking down Rush, that is unbelievable. Pretty good double kill for Apex, who I think he was almost out of bullets even starting that second fight. So that's kind of interesting. Misuta has been flanking around instead of going middle to fight BlameF. He's now at the T-ramp heading into the bomb site. So he might get nearly a free kill here, at least on one of them. You have to assume it's going to be hard for them to check. But then, what is the follow-up? The bomb is planted out in the open. It's just really, really hard to defuse at the moment. They have a smoke, but, well, now they don't. Misuta gets a bullet in the head, and JKS, he's starting to feel it. Good little double kill for him. Complexity at 3-9. If they get the next 3, which is actually totally doable, then I think we've got a game on our hands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. They've been put on notice right now, Vitality. Don't get complacent. Again, you should have learned that lesson earlier on. But these very quick plays, I think you're right. I think you nailed it, Anders. Maybe they were just getting a little bit too in their heads, just overcomplicating things. The answer, like, they've been good at getting the bomb planted in these rounds that are straightforward. Get onto B, get onto A, just go straight in. Don't try to overthink it. And right now, I think that may be what Complexity needs. They are definitely looking a little bit more poised. Although now they are playing for map control. They have slowed it down. And they're going to be looking for picks. This isn't a full buy for Vitality, so it's a good round to do this in, because Vitality aren't going to have the best firepower, and they're not going to have all the nades.
Yeah, Shock's holding on to the AWP. I don't mind that, but I'm not sure I understand his positioning. I mean, it's a bit of an off angle over at B, but he's also going to have incredibly late warning to the point where, if they were to flash and go, even if he gets a kill, they're definitely going to get the bomb down and everything else. So it looks like they're going to be congregating in middle and then start to make their way. Oh, that is a find from Apex. I'm not even sure how that works, but something tipped him off and he gets the kill. He's back for more. He should have probably had a double right there. That's still pretty impressive. I think Apex actually putting on some pretty good kills right now. Bit of a lineup here for Misuta, and he will handle it so incredibly well. So even at the limited buy, things are looking fantastic right now for Vitality. En route to pick up a 10th round, and they will on the back of Misuta and his triple. That was so well done. I don't know why Apex is looking annoyed. He might be at the bottom of the scoreboard, but he's actually had some pretty important rounds right now.
For sure. And he's such a sneaky snick. When it comes to these sorts of situations, man, he is always at window lurking around. He loves to jump into mid from window.
That's got to be just purely lineup, right?
Pardon me?
I don't think he could see anything through that.
He's probably just putting shots through.
Yeah, he's like,
But that's what Apex does. He late round lurks around window, lurks around connector. That's his main thing, his jam. Oh, JKS. Nice try. Nice try to speed things up here.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Ooh, and he's going to be so cool. He's very calm, right? Because he is at a massive disadvantage in that fight, but he didn't act like it. Still just slowly tapping away with the deagle. That's some good stuff.
Well, he is a savage after all.
How he didn't pick the name Savage for his,
I still,
very strange.
Really, dude. You're given that name, and it just writes itself, but...
Maybe it was too obvious, right? It's like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy. Oh, setting up a nade here, maybe. Flash, but they still win the fight. And then the follow-up conflict taking down Masuta. The B-bomb site's open for a bomb plant. And So in Apex, it's going to be very tempting to try and go for this. But at the same time, you're going to the 15th round where these two rifles are pretty much all you're going to have. So as tempting as it is, it's not 100% clear that it's going to be worth it. Bit of a long range there, and they'll lose that one. So actually, just a leg shot. Oh, that is annoying. If he'd had that kill, it would have been so much easier because he knew the other player was bench, and you could tell he's sort of running for it. Config will take him down at the end. It's a nice triple for Config with the Deagle, and that is a 4th round for Complexity, which, I don't know, I think 10 rounds is actually really respectable for Vitality.
Oh, certainly. I mean, this is... You were really hoping, if you're a Complexity, I think, to be getting like 8-7 and something along those lines. Even then, or even 9-6, but like, yeah, you're getting into double digits on the CT side. Granted, this is a map where Vitality are kind of... You know, I mean, it's weird. You know, it's a stretch to say weak, but it's not their strongest map in the pool.
Yeah, room for improvement.
Sure.
We're going with the... Again, with the PR friendlies.
I like how when you say it's not their strongest map, it's still a 75% win rate. 3 wins, 1 loss in the last 3 months. So, you know.
Oh, that is the power of positioning, ladies and gentlemen. Sharks just assuming that no one will be close. You didn't even have to have good aim to get that particular shot. Blameff has been doing that, you know, a fair bit. Jumping into the window, being close in some of these. It's really, really helpful. And I mean, that's also part of the reasons why it's a little bit confusing that they actually only have 4 rounds on the Complexity side right now, because it just feels like it could have probably been more. They've had some great rounds where they've actually had, you know, I think some deep positions on the map that they could have converted into wins.
I mean, they're getting opening kills. That's the, you know, they're getting man advantage situations. It's just, it may have been that Complexity at the beginning. I think they were their own worst enemy. But there's Rush clearing out RPK, and that's going to open up this A side. Apex is still here. With this FAMAS, though, it's going to be a stretch.
Yeah, that is not it's not fun. But on the other hand, he might have to try and create the opening for his teammates to even get close to a retake. I don't think waiting around for them would have necessarily made that better. Misuta now trying to impress us in a 1 versus 5, and it's not quite going to work out. It will be 10-5 at the end of the half in favor of Vitality. That second half is going to be rough for Complexity. It's coming up after the break. Welcome back once again. Second half is coming up here. We are on the first map still. It's Mirage between Complexity and Vitality. And right now, I don't know, it looked to me like the Frenchmen were about to run away with this whole thing. Yeah. Complexity managed to hang in there with 5 rounds, and I think that's really on the low side, but it can be recovered. They can make up for it. I think they had a slow start. Let's put it like that. Here we are.
A slow start, Anders, but yeah, nonetheless, you win a pistol round and you're back into the mix. Look at the gamble.
Look at who's not about to have a slow start at all. They want to go for a full execute, more or less, as full as they can get in the pistol round. Only 2 people with armor, the rest without the pistols, and a lot of grenades. So the smoke walls are up. They have the Molotovs. They want to go for it. And JKS, he does not care about your grenades. He's in it for the headshots. He's already got 2. He can't find a 3rd. And they're going to try and keep pushing, but they're running into a lot of people, and that is not working out. Cyber in a 1 versus 3. He's actually just straight checking middle. He wants the second fight already. He knows that they're both there now, and he's turned for it. Instant shot down by Russian. That works out in favor of Complexity. A much-needed round here for the CT side.
Without a doubt, and how they got battered in that T-side pistol. Complexity, this has got to feel good that they were ready for it on the CT side. They gambled B, but JKS held his own here on the A side, did more than was required.
When you step on a Lego in the middle of the night.
When Zaiwu shoots you for the 100th time with the AWP. That is definitely, that says a lot. But this is going to be a forced buy out of Vitality.
Yeah, like you're walking around at night and you step on a Lego, but it was actually the tip of Saibu's orb in your apartment for some reason. Like, no!
The stuff of nightmares.
Yeah. It's like you break your toe and you're about to get shot. 17th round. All right.
Okay.
Casual little shot there. It's not even worried.
Oh, well then.
Those are the kind of shots that, like, it's almost like you stop shooting because you're sort of surprised yourself that you're like, oh, okay, I did it.
I'm kind of wondering, what does Apex do now at this point?
Scout away.
Yeah. Now they're pushing.
No scope that scout.
He did screw up their own HE though, so I mean they almost blew each other up. So that would have been a minor win.
Pretend it's a railgun and just don't even. Well, he's gonna go down, and no one dies on the Complexity side, so they're gonna be thrilled about that. And already it's 7-10. There've been no bomb plant, so Vitality aren't gonna be buying just yet. This is really good news. That good news can obviously come to an end when Cyber has the orb again, and it's gonna be Vitality taking charge of the map.
In Zaiwu, 14 kills, 9 of those were with an op in the first half. So,
yeah.
If he gets that op, he is dialed in.
Ooh. They could have maybe caught JKS there. Just don't even care about the smoke. Putting a little pressure on him. And yeah, now I think they've stabilized it. You just want to, well, actually, I said that maybe a little bit too soon. A lot of trading back and forth. Now, they are losing MP9s and FAMASas in this round, so it's not like it's super bad. I mean, they're going to be upgrading these guns and get some M4s on the field for the next round. And 3 kills there at the end for the MP9 for Rush, so he's going to have a little bit more money to work with. But still, a 10-8 lead still for Vitality. First chance they really have here in the second half to put something on the board. So let's see how that goes. Orb on Saiwu, and he's well, spawns usually don't matter. Like, this isn't quite like a Dust 2 thing. Although you can spawn towards the A ramp on the T side and run there, which is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
People don't do it nearly enough. It's fun. It gets everyone really excited.
Apex just kind of drawing attention to himself, and that creates room for Zaiwu to win the duel. Poison trying to get antsy, trying to get Clever over there on short, and he gets caught. And so now man advantage for Vitality, and they don't... well, I want to say that they don't tend to lose him, but they did lose a few to Complexity in the first half, so we need to see here if they can just keep focused right now, Vitality, because this is a golden opportunity now for them to just halt Complexity after 3 rounds in this first CT half for Complexity.
Yeah, and the gamble is in for Complexity. They've given up on the B-bomb site, and they're just hoping that it's going to be an A fight, and if not, they're going to save the guns. We can tell that, yeah, gamble works out in favor of Vitality instead, so fair play. I mean, you know, every round can't end in crazy clutches. Sometimes this is the better move, so That's kind of interesting. But yeah, that fight right there is...
that's so clever from Apex. You nasty. Oh, man.
He's making sure.
Yep, that's so good. That's exactly what you're thinking. Like, are they going to be able to make it over there to save that AWP? And the answer is absolutely not.
Yeah, what if it gets blown into middle or something by the bomb? Like, you know, any number, or if they have an HE, like they could try and get rid of it. But yeah, this is the fight, and it's close.
Poison had a shot first, though. I wonder where Poison's shot went, because it looked like he shot first.
Right over his head.
He would have had the angle too, so that's really unfortunate that he doesn't manage to connect with that shot, because that's not going to build his confidence. I mean, you speak to the greatest oppers, and they're always going to tell you that a large part of opping is confidence. And when you're going up against ZywOo, every shred of confidence matters. You know, you need every little bit that you can get. So if you're missing shots like that, that doesn't bode well here for the second half for Complexity. But Poison's going to get a second crack at it. Rush, he had the money. He's going to be able to drop an AWP for him.
I would love to see, especially on his sort of like debut game back here, I'd love to see Poison with a strong performance in any one of these maps. It's really fun to see him up when he's feeling locked in. It's quite impressive. All right, well, one middle, one up in the A palace there. Shock's hanging around, and the other three, looking around outside of the B bomb side. So far, I think Apex is the only one that has made contact with anyone here in middle. I mean, he's got ZywOo in there now with him, but he's pretty fearless, Apex. Remember, I mean, the job that he has now is a little bit different from the job that he's spent playing the rest of his career as an entry fragger. And, well, he's going to take down JKS. I guess old habits die really hard, so...
yeah.
It's just like the opposite, basically, of being an in-game leader, being the entry fragger. It's like, someone else makes the calls, I'm just going to follow through, and that's it. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe to have both. Config. Oh, that's a nice little clever boost, but they don't get what they want. Poison, though, with a follow-up, taking down Apex. That's not bad. Oh, what a flick to come out. ZywOo running point-blank range. They blind Blameth, and Config, he was standing in the fire, and I think that's why they didn't check it. And as a result, he gets a double kill, but if it had ticked on for even once or twice more, he would have been dead. Deep nade, not going to catch him. A shot through the bench, though, I mean, that would do it, but it's a risk, and Config will find another one, make it a quad kill at the end. That's amazing, though. I can't believe he just ran into the fire to take this fight. Look at this. So that's one, and then he's backing up into it. If that burns, like, just a second more or two, he's dead. Huge round out of Config. That's...
Dude, this might change everything. They're sitting next to each other now. Look at this. You know, big rounds come out. They can feel the hype. They're there for the fist bumps.
Yeah.
This is we're talking about a team that has been heavily isolated, where you got Rush just living out of a hotel room. JKS, same thing. You know, like they've just been on their own for months. But if you can actually get the team together now, it's that little bit of LAN, that little bit that might make the difference here on the CT side for Complexity. That being said, I mean, Vitality, their T side on Mirage is stronger than their CT side, and so this is where you really need everything to come online for Complexity for them to stand a chance against holding off against Vitality.
It's a 2-round gap. Apex is really deep in. This should be a knockout blow for Vitality. They need to win only one fight here. If they get one opening kill or anything else like that, it should be working. Now, Poison knows, but it's very late information. A little bit of a crossfire there with Blameth. That's important, but Shock's coming in, and already that leaves Blameth out on an island. He's got nowhere to go. And Poison, he gets a kill. And again, that's super important. 3 versus 3. The bomb is going to be planted here. And actually, ZywOo's low on health, and so Shock. So maybe with a little bit of timing, there's ZywOo going down. And Shox is in middle. He's hoping for that very late lurk in to try and stop the bomb defuse. That means Apex, grenade at his feet, is going to have to do this on his own and buy the time so that Shox can actually do anything, because otherwise it's going to be too obvious. He's already walking up behind, and he's going to snatch one. They line up, and he sprays down both of them. That is an amazing play, but is it going to be enough? Config instantly with a kill on Apex, and I think he could have bought the time, but instead, it's going to be Complexity with a 10th round.
Ooh, buddy, we need to keep an eye on Apex, exactly, for the Apex cam. That feels like that could have definitely been a round going Apex's way at the end there. And we're going to see Shoxy just marvelous spray. I hope we have that, because this is Config coming in, annihilate ZywOo, fair enough. Shoxy with the double, though, that was monster.
Yeah. I mean... it's hard to know what kind of a call Apex got from his team, you know?
They know that he's there because he's the one who's also came in, took out Blaymath. So like they know where he should be. He should be in that scenario.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm wondering if you know, if his team was saying, you know, he's out of the open, like just catch him right now. He's looking middle.
Sure.
Oh, Poison starting this round off. Oh wow, that is exactly what we were waiting for. A quad kill. The first two, yeah, their openings towards the middle, and that's fine. Well, one of them he was towards the palace, but they actually tried to run him down. They might have had a similar thought in the back of their mind, thinking, you know what, he's had a bit of a cold start with that AWP. Let's test this kid and see what he's got. Well, you just found out. So I was sneaking on in. Poison is towards the middle, so less likely getting an ace at the moment. But what a way to bring it back on par here. Side winner 1 versus 5 with 58 seconds. And he's going to need to have some help from them, right? He needs a free couple of kills here where they fight him one at a time. And when you look at the scoreboard and see that it's Saiwu left, you're probably not going to be giving him many of those. Well, there's going to be one shot, and it's JKS to take the last one. 11-11, all tied up. Oh, man. Let's see. That's what I was waiting for from Poison. And we had to wait pretty deep into it. Not that he's been doing nothing, but I think that's the level you want him at right there.
Without a doubt, Anders. Without a doubt. And that finally puts him on the board in terms of opening kills as well. He'd lost all of his opening duels before then, but this, gives him that opening kill in the round and the follow-up as well. The big multi-kill bumps those op numbers up. But a nice thing here as well is not that it's just all the eyes on Poison, because obviously him catching up is a good thing, but Config right now is going toe-to-toe with Zaiwu in terms of performance, and he's coming out ahead. And this was also one of the key figures that we needed to keep an eye on here, is that Config really step up and have that star performance for them to have a chance.
Oh, nice shot. I was going to say, actually, JKS played that really well. Masuta, though, will continue with the deagle. This is pretty awkward. Vitality with just pistols and not that much to work with, but they've made a lot out of it for now. Apex is in middle. He's going to, well, be spotted by Rush. The bomb is planted. Plenty of smokes to, again, throw onto the bomb and try and see if you could defuse inside of it. It's never a bad idea. Shock's out here on the ramp. He's got Saiwu behind him, so they've got a bit of a layered fallback there. I mean, you take one of them down, maybe you don't realize there's going to be a second one. Shock's, he's dead, and Masuta is going to be on his own, trying to win this round entirely alone. He's so close. There's the bomb. 17 health from an ace is Masuta. He opened it up, and he nearly finished it. That is so much work for one player.
But that's what you kind of need here from Complexity, man. You've got the clutch. You've got it all right now on Complexity. They are coming online, this team. And I mean, it's got to be the fact that they're on land together. I mean, it's hard to attribute it to anything else. I mean, Poison being back into it. They've had time to practice together as well now with Poison in the roster. So it's not like he just showed up yesterday. They've definitely been putting work in. And this is going to be the key. This is going to be the key, is if you can start to get Apex tilting, that's where it starts to go downhill for Vitality. That's the big Achilles heel right now in this Vitality roster, is if Apex starts smashing his keyboard, things start to look good for you.
If you can actually get him to destroy his keyboard, that if you're going to play with a mouse, that's going to be very tricky, isn't it?
the literal turret.
You could bind mouse 4 and 5 to like walking forward and backwards, and then just,
What's really cool, though, is that, this is why sometimes you got to be careful about just looking at kills, because JKS, he's only got 15 kills. Config has got 23, but JKS has got nearly 90 ADR right now. So it's like JKS is getting in these fights. He's having an impact.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of complexity we'd love to see right now.
It was the big question mark going into the series. Which one were we going to get?
Yeah, we just didn't know. It didn't look like it was going to be anything worth really thinking about at the beginning. Now, well, Apex is down. First off the bat, through a smoke in middle. So, yeah, talking about getting him annoyed. They're trying to push through that smoke, but they realize that is not going to be a good idea. And now, they've already tipped their hat a little bit here, or tipped the game off a little bit. They've shown themselves on that ramp.
What was this? A little lady moment?
Yeah, something like that.
Tip the hat just a little bit.
Listen, they are, the French. They're polite. They just peek into that A-bomb site, say, mademoiselle. What's going on here? We're backing out again. Listen, I obviously don't know anything about French culture. I'm sorry.
Is that a baguette? Oh, you're just happy to see me.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody want any croissants? And then they're throwing those instead of grenades. Oh, wait. What? What? Did he throw a grenade on top of him? Poison? He's lightning fast. Can he get this flick? Oh, he seems so warmed up. It's Cyber on the other side, though, and the flashbang will cancel out the fight for the minute. But Russian Config are over at the B-bomb site, and they've got a lot of work to do here. Config, it's easy for him, though. Big double. Shox will take down his teammate, and he just continues. Yeah, so Config in this mood. He survives on 1 health. Fair play, but he's got 26 and 13. And, I mean, he is a player that can take over a game. It's so outrageous.
It's taken off. It's definitely a win condition for Complexity. They need... Talking about it this morning where Config, you're not really sure which Config you're ever going to get. Is it going to be bottom barrel Config, or is it going to be absolute dominant Config? And it feels like he just goes one to the other. There's no, like, middle ground Config. And right now, well, we're definitely getting top shelf Config. This is the Config that you savor. He is definitely performing right now. And he's getting those first kills in as well, so that's creating opportunities for his team.
13 to 11, 5 in a row for Complexity. They're just building on it. And Vitality, I mean, they're running out of cash and certainly running out of rounds as well. Rush with a bit of a setup. I think he might have made a little bit of noise here, certainly with the scoping, but is it enough to tip them off? There's the early exchange, but Shox is right in front with a MAC-10, and he's running in front of them. Is it going to be enough? No, it won't. There's a team kill, and then a double from Rush, and the bomb is now stuck up there, and they're never going to get it back.
Shoxy played that so well, and then Zywoo assassinated him. Shoxy wasn't running back, bro. He wasn't running away, Zywoo. You didn't have to stop him from abandoning his post.
Up out of the trenches and go fight. Like, no turning back.
Shoxy was facing him.
That's pretty rough, man. Misuta, he's had some really cool rounds, but I think this is just, it's not really about him as a player. It's just, there's just too much in front of him, isn't there? Too many obstacles. Rush with a nice triple Complexity at 14-11. And they just seem like they're not going to let go of this game now. They seem so dialed in.
Well, that was definitely, and this is one thing actually. Shoxy actually mutes his mic, so when he rages, for example, when he starts tilting, he'll flick his mic, the mute button on his headset real quick, rage a bit, and then turn his mic back on again, so it doesn't go into the TeamSpeak with his team, right? So a little detail, you know, veteran players like that, you know how to play on LAN. You don't want that going into the comms, right? Muddying up the comms.
I like that. I feel like it's just gonna get all bottled up for him personally. But fair enough. I totally get it.
Oh well, I mean, right now there needs to be a little bit of rage here on Vitality's side. They need some hunger. It feels kind of like they're going down with a whimper right now.
I mean, it's certainly an interesting turnaround for Complexity, right? The difference between first and second half, it's really quite amazing. Ooh, Poison nearly getting caught off guard. He's still going to stand and fight, but will get found by Apex. Another good entry for him. JKS, though, doing the best that he can, and it's really good. A triple shutdown as they come out of the abs, leaving Saiwu alone in a 1 versus 5. And he's going to get a bit of a fight there. Probably not necessary. Probably could have just stuck around and played it safe. It shouldn't be possible for him to do much here. 40 seconds. He can make it back to the B-bomb site, but not in a slow fashion. So by the time he gets there, when Config is so far up towards the catwalk, he'll hear him, and then they'll call in BlameF and everyone else. So not really blaming Cyber, but I don't think this is going to be working. I'm not sure. Is he just... Yeah, they're already moving. BlameF is already on the way. They heard him.
Yeah, that rotation's coming in hard here from Rush. He's going to be in position in time. Zywoo with an off, though, man. He's always lethal. If there's a way for him to pull it off...
Oh, but he can't fake it. He has to go straight for it. Rush will take him down. So, wow, a lot of that round is the difference between Config being that far up catwalk or further back. Because if he's further back, he doesn't hear him stepping. They never rotate over. And if he just wins that fight, there's no rush to follow it up. He was really far away. So, that's interesting. But at the end of the day, it's 15-11. Vitality need 4 in a row to bring it to overtime.
I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed right now. Everything is coming in. Everything that we were talking about going into the series, it's not even like Poison has to hard carry. He's doing his job with the AWP. JKS is fragging. Rush is up there. And then you got Config the hard carry.
Speaking of Rush, he's going to be put to the test right now. Poison is there to try and help him out, but the entire Vitality team is coming for his position. And they're actually going to run him down. What a flick out of Config. Not normally known to be an AWPer, but I guess if it works, who cares? Nice nade, and the follow-up. Config is out of this world. Apex alone with an AWP, and he's about to get shot in the back. He's got the right idea. He knows that someone might be there, but as soon as he gets spotted, it should be the end. He turns and he can't fire the gun. That's going to be 16-11 as Complexity bring down Vitality on Mirage, the very first map in this best of 3. What a